be motherfucking shy, be motherfucking assertive, and fucking express your wants and needs. Because guess what? If you don't express your wants and needs, if you're gonna sit back in the back of the seat of the car and let the driver drive, motherfucker, the driver's gonna take you where the fuck they wanna take you. So if you don't express your wants and needs, if you don't assert yourself today as a figure of authority, you're gonna keep experiencing the same experiences that are gonna just piss you off, because really, you're actually trying to express something, you're actually trying to say something, you're actually trying to express something inside of your being so you can get what you want and what you need. But see, if you don't express it, you're never going to be able to take it. If you're sitting back hoping, wishing, praying that someone else understands the message, subliminal messages that you're sending out, you're never going to get what you want simply because you're not expressing it. Because I understand this from the perspective of like trauma and shit, right? Like if it could come a lot of the times when you was a younger child, if you was constantly like told to shut the fuck up, and like you was expressing certain aspects of yourself, but you was constantly like beat down mentally, and you was told to shut the fuck up, and you wasn't supposed to express your opinion, and you had a bunch of people shove their opinions in your mind and shit, right? And you was just constantly inside of this depressed space, this depressed cloud and shit. You're basically still experiencing your trauma, and you're still walking around with those memories as a reference point to experience your current reality and shit like that, bro. Because if you don't get out of that trauma, if you don't start actually expressing new actions, if you don't actually start rewiring your mind and body so you can actually move different in reality, you're forever gonna experience the same reality, bro. I don't care where you go. I don't care what new workplace you go to. I don't care what new girlfriend you be dating. I don't care what, whatever thing you be engaging in, you're always gonna experience the same pattern because it's a pattern of energy. See, really, a certain part of yourself just be blocked as far as an energy center. Like I know for me, one of the big ones was just dealing with my throat chakra, because a person that has a blocked throat chakra can't speak up for their emotions, they can't speak up for themselves, they can't do nothing for themselves. So if you can't even speak up for yourself, you're never gonna get what you want. You're just gonna feel like you're being oppressed. You're gonna feel like you're a victim. You're gonna feel like you're powerless in your circumstances and shit like that. And chances are you may have experienced that circumstance in the past, but the problem is your mind is trying to keep you safe from experiencing those traumas again. So it's actually keeping you at a space where you can't expand further, but it keeps you at a state of fucking contraction and shit. So you never actually left your mother womb. You're still inside of your mother's womb, esoterically speaking and shit like that. Meaning that you're not letting that thought, you're not letting that idea that's on your mind be known. And if you don't let what's on your mind be known, if you don't communicate, if you don't negotiate, if you don't fucking take it, if you don't try to force it, then you're always going to experience that repeated circumstances, whether you're hanging out with like different friends, whether you're, wherever you may be, you're always because if you look at your life right now, you're going to start to see some type of pattern and shit. And you need to look at that pattern and ask yourself, do I really want to keep experiencing that pattern? Do I really want to generate those same experiences? Or do I want to go ahead and generate some new experiences? Now, if I'm a betting man, I know you want to generate some new experiences. I know that there's a pattern that you've been experiencing that you're fucking tired of that shit. Because it's just like a repeat. It's just a repeat of a previous episode. Because again, we have like literally traumas stuck inside of us and shit, right? And eventually your spirit is just gonna force you to. Your spirit's gonna force you to change, because your spirit is not your soul. Your soul is just a container for your spirit, and your spirit is not your body. Your spirit is actually against all that shit. So if you don't step in and change it for yourself, your spirit is gonna create some extreme, catastrophic situation and just like take you out of that type shit by force, because your spirit don't want to keep being stuck in those experiences. It's like you just hallucinating the same dream again and again. Like in science, they call the reticular activating system, blah, blah, because you basically have an optical illusion. You have a filter, you have a filter of perception, and you're just choosing certain incoming information, and you're excluding, and you're only projecting certain information outwardly just based on how you was configured as a young child, now an adult, and shit like that. So the goal is to really just do some shadow work and really ask yourself genuinely in honesty, why are you not experiencing the reality that you want to experience? And really dig deep, because all the roots of that is gonna be, it's just some trauma that happened to you when you was younger. Like I said earlier, it's just the reference point that your subconscious uses to create its experiences. Because like I said, the mind is not really your friend. Your mind likes stuff that's familiar. And so, like I said, like, look at this. When you introduce your mind to unfamiliar situations, what does your mind do? You start getting your nervous system, you start to get nervous, you start resisting that situation, because your body and mind don't want to go through that, because it's just uncomfortable. It's out of the comfort zone that was created. So the fact that you may not be speaking up for yourself, you gotta understand that that within itself is actually a comfort zone. And as long as you stay within that comfort zone, you're not gonna grow. You gotta be willing to be uncomfortable. You gotta be willing to go do new things. Because little do you know, we're just living inside of this little bubble inside of our mind, and we just think that whatever is going on inside of our mind, however you configure your chakras and shit, we think that that's how the world works. But that's how you work. Everyone around you is moving differently. You might be looking at people generating results that you want to generate, but you gotta understand that they generate those results because of the way they're willing to move. So you gotta be willing to move differently. Now, you shouldn't try to do what anybody does. Don't copy nobody. All you want to do is just start operating from an authentic, genuine space. Because if you don't operate from an authentic, genuine space, you're gonna try to copy someone else's behavior, exhibit someone else's habits, exhibit someone else's persona or whatever. But you gotta understand that that's how they created their monad. That's how they created their persona. That's how they created the subconscious and conscious realm. You got your own shit, but you gotta be able to get rid of this energy block, because it's just like a water bottle. You know how water bottles have a cap on top? You gotta uncap yourself and actually just begin to let that shit out. You don't need to worry about how other people feel or think. You gotta take care of yourself, because it's self-love. That's why. If you genuinely, honestly love yourself, you will do things that benefit you, not other people. Because other people, you ain't gotta worry about other people. Because if you don't speak up, man, you're just gonna get exploited by other people, and you're gonna accept that as your normal reality. But it's really not your normal reality. It's just it's normalized in your life, but it's not normal to other people. So you gotta create a new normal, and you gotta be willing to be uncomfortable, and you gotta start treating yourself like you're a figure of authority, and you gotta speak from a place of confidence, and you gotta become a figure of authority in your life. Because if you don't become the author that authorizes certain things in his life, then you're just not gonna have your own life. And I don't want to see anyone go through that. We're all creators, and we all have the ability to take our spirit and create some whole new awareness in a new location, and actually continuously, frequently add on to that space, so we can actually have that self-image of ourselves outweigh this old self-image of ourselves, so we can actually begin generating new results. New results start with you choosing something else to be aware of, rather than the fears, the self-hates, the doubts. Start taking out your energy from that, and start to put your awareness into, you know what, I'm a bad motherfucker. You know what, I'm a figure of authority. You know what, I'm authentic and I'm genuine. And the more you pick, why? Because where attention goes, energy flows. So if you take your attention and you place it on some shit that's actually good for you, naturally your attention will flow through that. Now your mind, your subconscious, is going to try to pull you back into that, but you got to just keep reminding yourself that, yeah, this is part of the process, and I'm just fighting a demon. Because you're just fighting your own inner demons that want to control you. Nah, bruh, you should be just like King Solomon, and the demons should sit the fuck down, and they should work for you, and they should become your workers, not you working for them. Because you can't let your internal mentalities govern you. You're the overall spirit. You're the overall shape and form that dwells within this body. So you gotta govern this, not let yourself be governed by this. Real fucking stuff.